We're at Gearstar Performance Transmissions, Akron, Ohio. I got the 4L80 Stage 4 in the 55. We're going inside for a behind-the-scenes tour. Come along for the ride. All right, we're at a cool brick building. I'm gonna push the button for service, see what happens. It also said use side door entrance. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not the sharpest pencil in the package. That's the sign. Yeah, use side door entrance. So we are inside. Let me see if I can get a hold of Doug, and we'll wire him up and check out Gearstar Performance Transmissions. All right, I got Doug here, Gearstar. This is the 55's parked. Uh-oh, that guy's eyeballing it. Look at that. I need a sticker also.
Yes.
55's parked right there illegally in front of the do not U-turn sign. But I got shots of it with the Gearstar, with the sign, the building, so I'll put those on Google Maps and forward them to you. Yep. So this is, you said this is the beginning.
Yeah, so this is where everything starts. Any of our core transmissions, whether it's a 50-year-old turbo 350 or something out of like a modern truck, like an 8-speed, it's going to come in here. They're going to strip down every component out of it, all the bushings, bearings, all the hard parts. Everything comes out of it till it's a bare case. So once they do that, the bare cases will come over here, and we run them through our parts washer, make sure all the dirt and grime and everything's off of them. We go a step further, and we actually media blast all the cases. That way it goes down to a raw aluminum finish. And that we do that for two reasons. We have one, to do an inspection on the case, make sure there's no cracks, no defects, anything like that. Second is to give us a good base to apply a new coat of finish, so it'll get a new aluminum finish. We use like a stainless steel paint that kind of resembles fresh aluminum. At that point, we can also leave it bare if the customer wants to, paint it to match their engine. We also offer some powder coating options if you want to send out for powder coat.
Hey man, how are you? What do you think of the old wagon? Thanks, man. I got one of these things in there.
So in 2022, we acquired Yank Performance Converters, moved their whole shop from Reno, Nevada here to Akron, so that way we can build converters in-house with the transmissions. We have about half a dozen lathes. We do all the machine work in-house. All the converters are built here. We have our own pumps that are fully furnace brazed. So what that means, with every fin being fully furnace brazed, unlike welding the individual tabs in, it's all one piece. So if you would hit this with a piece of metal, it's going to ring like a bell. It makes a much stronger component, so we can do things from a street strip application all the way up to like a 2,000 horsepower track car. So we can use these same hubs for GM, Ford, Chrysler applications, depending on what input we put on it.
Okay.
So it gives us kind of versatility. We use the same pump and hub for everything. So up here is our builder area. So we have 5 builders. Each builder specializes in about 4 or 5 different types of transmissions. Our process is we do everything custom to order, so we get all the vehicle specs, and one builder is building it start to finish based around those specs. So if there's, say, an adjustment on the valve body, any kind of differences, speedometer cable on the older ones, anything that's unique to that vehicle, he's going to build it start to finish based around that vehicle. Same thing with the torque converter. So we'll do a custom stall speed based on camshaft specs, vehicle weight, that sort of thing. Every transmission, I'll get you to get a shot of this. So every transmission will be stamped with a 4 to 5 digit serial number, the builder's initials,
And the builder's initials, very
right.
cool.
So you know who built the transmission. They have all the builder reports. So that way it also gives a lot of accountability for the builder.
Yeah.
And if the customer has a question, they can call the builder and say, okay, because that builder knows it inside and out. So that one guy's building it, it's not like an assembly line process. One guy's been through it until it's done and it's going to
Who
get
does the
tested.
4L80s?
It's a couple guys, mostly
Okay.
Larry, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly Larry. Yours probably has a LS on, Larry, have the initials of LS on it, I'm assuming.
Okay, I don't know. I got to look now.
Yeah, now you got to look for the
But
stamp.
I got to pull it to look, or just stick this thing up there and go.
Yeah, I would say on the 80s, I probably have one over here. I'll show you, but yeah, it should be in a similar spot. Yeah.
Is this the dyno?
So this is where our dyno is. So yeah, on the 80s, you'll see the spot. It'll be up on the back there.
Oh, that'll be the initials?
Yeah. You'll see them.
Oh, there you go. Look at
that area. Yeah.
How cool is that? The hydromatic, just like grease lightning. And this is the break-in or the dyno, or?
Yeah. So this is our dyno area. We have 2 electric dynos and a gas dyno. The electric dynos are set up for doing all of the electronic shift transmissions. Every transmission will, once the converter and transmission are built, they go on a dyno for the equivalent of 100 miles.
Okay.
So they run through a program that we have, to do all the shifts, make sure pressures are correct, everything like that. If there is any kind of issues, they'll throw code just like they would in a car. They can flip over the transmission, see what the code through, see what's going on. It'd either fix it there, or the builder would bring it back to his bench and see, if there was a component issue or a solenoid, something like that.
So it gets fixed before it goes out.
Right. So then they would put it back on. They start the whole process over. So they don't just stop there. Like say it's almost the end of the dyno and it throws a code, they're going to start the whole process over and run through another 100 miles.
Yep.
Go through the whole process. So very thorough process to make sure everything's good before it goes out the door.
That's awesome.
And we actually send a video of that final performance test to each customer. That way they can see it and see that it's been tested. For the older style, like mechanically driven stuff, like 700
the Turbo
R4s,
350. Oh yeah, okay.
Turbo 350s. We have a 2.8 liter gas dyno. So with the gas dyno, it's a little more involved.
Oh.
They're going to have a tech that's actually running the throttle, running it through its paces. So with the gas dyno, they're running a similar program, but it's all mechanical. So they have somebody who's experienced and knows what they're looking for, watching the gauges, actually physically running a throttle, shifting the gears. So that process takes a little longer, but it's still the
For
same
the full 100 miles.
Yes.
Wow.
So they're sitting here going through the paces. Takes a little longer that way.
How long does that take?
Usually about 2-3 hours.
Holy Moses.
Yeah, it's
wow. Okay.
yeah, so it's pretty involved process. So once bring it up here.
There you go. Look at that. Name, serial number, everything about it.
Yeah, everything about the transmission. Yeah, and that all relates back to that same stamping number.
Awesome.
And as you can see with that, as once the cases come up here, as they're doing a little bit back to the building process here, as they're doing the cases, so when a clean case comes up here, the individual builder is going to get all the components needed for that build, and he's actually going to physically wash the case and go through everything. They, will go through, check all the threads, check everything out, make sure that everything is ready to be built. So even it's another check as it comes up here to know that, okay, it's ready to go. He's gone through it, and then he starts doing the assembly. So that's another, just like kind of another thorough check process.
Quality check.
Yeah. So up here is the converter area. So this is where all the converters are built. Ron is our master converter builder. So he comes through with the with those hubs that we showed earlier. We build the converter to the style that it's going to be needed. We set the height of it. So if it's one of the Gearstar transmissions, you know, whatever application they're doing, they're going to take measurements. They're going to set the height that's needed for that transmission. Then they're going to, you know, build the converter, weld it. We have 2 finish welders that actually will put a full bead around. They're rotating. Those welders, we can set the angle, run a machine finish weld around it to, you know, to make sure everything's sealed up. And then he goes over and pressure tests it. Make sure there's no leaks in the welds, no defects. That's what he's doing there now. Yeah.
It's the pressure test.
Yeah, and once it passes the compression test, then it comes over to get welded weights and balance.
How long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing this?
Probably 25 years, yeah.
Nice. Thanks, man.
So one of
25 years.
One of the features that I was mentioning of the hubs, so we have the different hubs for different applications. This is all chromoly one piece. So rather than this being welded into there and having 2 parts, there's no need for an anti-balloon plate or anything because it's all one piece. It can't come out. So this is welded into the face of that pump.
Oh.
And then you can build different ones for GM Ford applications. We can build converters from, you know, a 1300 stall diesel application all the way up to like a 5,000 plus track application. So have a pretty wide variety of options.
5,000.
Yeah. So as converters or transmissions get finished, they come over here. You know, because we do sell converters alone, we do ship out converters that'll be built to manufacturer specs. So like heights, all the custom heights that I talked about, those are set up for, you know, manufacturer specs. If it's going into somebody else's transmission here, if it's going with the transmission, it'll already be set into the transmission. We know the height, the proper height for the pads, everything.
Okay.
That way we know it'll fit.
So no 2 are alike. They're all custom, unless it's to the stock to manufacturer spec.
Right. If we do it, yeah. So they'll do like, we can take into account things like if somebody's running an engine to block plate and say it's an 1/8 inch plate, you can make the converter taller so they don't have to actually run spacers or anything in there. So that's nice. Like we do that with engine swap applications. We do some of our GM transmissions to like Hemi applications where it's going to be different. So you have to do a custom height converter. So doing that in house gives us a lot of flexibility to be able to build something custom for the vehicle.
Very cool.
This you've probably seen the world famous crates that
Yeah.
you see everywhere.
They are world famous, and they're nicer than some people's apartments.
Right.
They're beautiful crates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people even have collections of them up on the
Up on the
racks.
rack. Yep.
Yeah.
So once the transmission's dyno tested, they'll put a lock plate onto the converter because the converter will already be installed to the proper depth. That way, when you go to install the transmission, you just pull this off once you're about to put it in, and you know it's already all the way into the transmission. Do your measurement and bolt it up to the flex plate. Every transmission will have your instructions, your bell housing bolts, torque converter bolts, cooler, any other accessories that were purchased along with it will go in there. Say like a standalone controller from US Shift, something like that.
And the cooler. The cooler is very. It's
Yes.
important.
Yes, very important. You want to run a standalone cooler. Whenever you can, the bigger the better. But and we also
specifically, mine's not one of yours, but it's a Durali. How do you say it?
Yeah, Durell. With a fan. Does that have a fan?
It's got 2 fans, but I called Ryan specifically. It's like I don't want to void the warranty. No, those are fine. Those are fine.
Good,
But it's like, and I've even got a setup on my Dakota Digital that I can monitor the trans temperature.
Okay.
So it's all good.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, and then so we include, when we do the dyno test, we obviously fill the transmission, so it's ready to go. It's been broken in. We drain back a few quarts of oil just for shipping, so the converter can drain down into the pan. We include the extra oil, that way when you get the transmission, you plug it in, get everything going, fire it up, and then you're just topping off fluid, so it's already going to have the fluid in there.
Nice.
And then you can probably shoot in there. That's Frank, our office manager. He does our shipping and office manager.
Hi, Frank.
How are you?
Never better. How are you?
Good, thank you.
All right. That's Frank.
Yeah,
All right, hang on a sec. All right. Oh, look at them all stacked up.
Yeah, so this is our shipping and receiving area. So all the crates go out FedEx, and we mark them with the invoice number again, so they're easy to track.
It's like Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the transmission of the Covenant. Oh yeah. Oh, so here we are, and there's the side door we went in, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Akron, Ohio. If you want to check them out online, Gearstar Pro, Gearstar Performance Transmission. What is it? What's
Just
it?
Gearstar.com. Yeah.
Gearstar.com, Instagram as well.
Yep.
Facebook.
Gearstar Pro on Instagram. Yep.
Check them out. Hit them up if you want the strongest. I mean, if it's good enough. I've driven mine 60,000 miles. It shifts hard. I did 1149 with the old engine at 125 at the strip in Vegas with this engine, 1203. In 60,000 miles, it shifts, it gets good mileage, it's awesome. If it's good enough for Freiberger, Finnegan, Cotton, and Newbern, and Lucky, those guys beat on their stuff. So hit them up, say hello. Thanks for watching. Gearstar.